Yeah, top of it. Yeah, nice and crisp out here this morning. You know, I don't never know what kind of thought or message I'm gonna bring to you when I'm doing these runs, but you know what I'm saying, I know it's gonna always be official. But the thought that came to mind is, you know, a lot of times people want results, and not just results, but they want the results to last. You know, they want those effective results to be sustainable. But what happens in a lot of cases, or in some cases, however which way is applied, person can start feeling better, doing better, and then it's right at that moment that they stop doing the things that got them to that point of feeling better and doing better. It's like they'll think that because they have arrived to a better place, that means that they could throw away their discipline. They could throw away the regimen. They could throw away the proper daily nutrition. They could throw away the very system of consistency and effective efforts that got them to the very place that they saying that they wanted to be. So that little formula in my caption, it just came to my mind. I said, you know what? I'm gonna drop it on the people. You know, because it's not just about what you're doing. It comes down to, you might have to tweak what you're doing. Because what you're doing, even though you're doing it consistently, it might not be effective. You know? So if you're doing it, you're like, yo, I'm consistently doing this. But if you're not seeing a little bit of improvement, you know, no progress, then that's a sure sign that what you're doing may need to be tweaked. You know what I'm saying? So effective effort plus consistency, that's what's going to equal up to long-term and sustainable results. You know, because I don't know nobody that just want to keep doing it. Whatever you're doing, you got to be doing it for a reason. Even if it's just for, you know what I'm saying, a good feeling, whatever it is. But if, you know, you got short-term goals, long-term goals, you know, don't just think that, yo, you started doing it and you start, you know, getting a little bit of results now, you know, you can just throw it away. Nah. You know, same thing with your daily nutrition, hydration. You know, if you're the type of person you supplement, you in the herbal lane, whatever you doing, you're gonna get so much more out of it, fam, if you make it a permanent part of your life, where it's not something that you even think about stopping. You know, so that's what type of time I'm on. You know, whatever I find works for me, that becomes a part of my life. You know, it's not something that I'm gonna put up, because if it's working for me, then there's no reason for me to stop doing it. You know, another thing before I go, real quick, is everything that you do in your self-improvement gotta be for you. You can't be doing it for other people. You know, don't expect company when you talking about building on yourself, because a lot of people are looking for instant gratification. And hey, that's a choice, but instant gratification is just like a high. You know what I'm saying? Like alcohol. It's gonna make you feel good in the moment or for a little while, but in a lot of cases, it don't got no longevity to it. So, you know, if you're the type of person, you like to wild out and do what you want to do, you know, and, you know, you use temporary fixes as a reset, cool, that's your thing. But for those of y'all that's like me, inside your own life, and you want to keep on keeping on, then it would behoove you and myself to establish a way of life that you make a commitment to. You know, come what may, this is what you're gonna do. So you can't lose like that, because on this journey, you're gonna come across a multitude of people that's gonna be talking about what they want to do, complain about the problems, all of that. But as soon as it comes down to making a commitment to the real solutions that can help to leverage, neutralize, solve, and eliminate those problems, because of the lack of discipline, lack of belief in themselves, whatever it might be, or it could be apathy. They just might not care as much as you do. You work with them, you know what I'm saying, when you can, but never let the failures or those giving up become your failure. You know, if you see something you really wanted, you gotta lock in such a way where it's gonna come times where you might just have to keep on holding the line by yourself until you come across those that are on the same type of time you want inside of their own life. You know, that's the most solid people you're gonna come across. Yeah, y'all gonna motivate each other, but each and every last single individual is gonna be putting in that work, seen and unseen. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna have to be prodded and cajoled in order to do what they say they want to do for themselves. You see what I'm saying? So yo, effective efforts plus consistency, that's what's going to equal up to long-term and sustainable results, regardless of whatever it is. And if you're doing something, you know what I'm saying, I'm about to do my turnaround. But if you're doing something, fam, and you're not doing it the right way, chances are you got to pay attention to what's on the other end of the equal sign. You got to be able to hold yourself accountable and say, hey, you know what? I've been doing this way, and I got these results or this result, so I didn't get the results that I wanted. I didn't reach this goal, or I didn't do this. You know, whatever it is, take that information, look at the application and the approach that you've been implementing in seeking to reach that goal, and be brutally honest with yourself and be willing to keep what works and get rid of what doesn't. And that's the only way that you, me, anybody that's really committed towards building and being a better you, or whatever it is your goal is, that's the only way we're going to accomplish it. But if you give up, you see what I'm saying? If you give up, fam, then you give up every last single opportunity that is available to you with every day that you live to see, to actually accomplish what it is that you're saying that you want to accomplish. I'm about to finish my run because that's how I do me. You see, that's my commitment to myself. What is your commitment to yourself? Are you drinking enough water? Are you getting the nutrients, the vitamins and minerals and nutrients that your body needs every day, that your brain needs to function at its best? Are you walking, touching your toes, exercising, loving yourself, taking care of yourself? You know, you don't want to get 50, 60, 70, however long you live. You don't want to get to the point where you feeling like you immobile, you stiff, you know, you feeling like less than yourself. Every age group and every generation should be setting a standard. Every generation. I don't care if you a kid, teenager, in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. I have ran with guys that was in their 60s and 70s. They still doing their miles, still doing their push-ups. So that's why I don't leave no excuses. I'm about to keep my run because I feel like I still got something to say to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because, y'all, we going into another year, another calendar. You know, to those of you that, if you know, we waiting on what they call spring. But whatever it is, we know January 1 is going to be here on the calendar. So I'm saying, we'll catch up the solstice. It'll be up there, you know. We gonna pass the equator, all that, right? And, Ra gonna rise again. But that's another story. But what I'm saying, I got to give you this energy because I meet a lot of people and have met a lot of people along the way that wanted to do better for themselves. And they let the people that was around them snatch the life out of them. Because the negativity, the things that they speaking to you are not in alignment because they're not ready. It's not their mission. It's not their life. It might not be their time. You have to know how to separate yourself. I'm not saying, you know, like you got to become antisocial, but what I'm saying, you separate yourself by creating a regimen. You should be reading books. You know, I'm reading 2 books right now. Every morning I get up, I read. Feed your mind. Every morning you should be doing your push-ups, stretches, something. You know, the body is made to move. A lot of them sicknesses and illnesses, even that depression, anxiety, stress, all of that, still a mental disease. There's something inside of you that's not in alignment. If you don't have a way, fam, to channel and to release that energy, because every day, all day, every week, somebody might have said something to you don't like, something didn't go your way, you know, you didn't reach a certain goal, you know, you hungry, you want more out of life, whatever it is, you know, you might not be able to fix that right away. So as you work towards, you know, creating what you want to create, you got to have a way. You got to have a release valve. Whether if it's running, walking, reading, you got to have something, fam. You know? And you got to get rid of this fear. You know? So, yo, just stay up on yourselves. You know, a lot of people lost their lives this year. Didn't make it to the next calendar. You know, so come with me. You know, you still got life. And when you got life, that means that you got an opportunity to make a different decision, either today, tomorrow, right now, whatever. To say, hey, you know what? I'm about to do something different for myself. You know, I'm tired of losing, tired of, you know, this or tired of that. You can talk about it all you want. But what you gonna do about it? So, yo, I went longer than I had anticipated. But I'm an energy person right off the top. It's feeling magnificent out here. You know, I ain't even got the hoodie on. It's crisp, probably like 40 degrees. But the wind is still, you know. And this is the way, one of the ways that I reset. Because I can't speak into your life or tell you what I'm doing. I think you should do if I don't take care of me first. So that's my motto. You know, I'm going to take care of this first. So whatever energy that I do bring to the people, you gonna already know is official. I'ma know it's official first and foremost because whatever I'm talking about from a personal perspective is because I'm living it. Although some of y'all get in y'all feelings when I speak objectively about realities that I observe in the societal framework, or if I share a different worldview on what's actually in existence, hey, but you know it's real. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, take care of yourselves, be vigilant, exercise situational awareness at all times, because the world's getting crazier and crazier as the calendars flip, because the values of the people and the pressure of the environment to survive is creating a pressure cooker. So that's another reason you better stay tranked up. Because one thing about it, you just don't never know when you might have to get active. Don't look for nothing, but at the same rate, you know what I'm saying, in peace, you know what I'm saying, prepare for war, because what's war is whatever comes against you. Mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, economically, whatever. Culturally, politically, whatever. But if you're not studied up, trained up, you know what I'm saying, you just letting yourself go, letting things go, then you gotta ask yourself, are you really ready for this fight called life? And with that, it's your brother. I'm out of here. You can answer these questions for yourselves. I'm already answering mine each and every day. So with that, I'm out. See y'all on the next one. Us.